For our next lore adventure, I decided to look into the lore of one of the most intriguing characters in all the series. And as I always try my best to do, I will be considering aspects from all the games, as well as real-life mythology and folklore, to try and best describe this interesting character. The overall theme of this story is that the devil is in the details. This story starts in the year 1272, in the quiet town of White Orchard. An unassuming man sits across from Geralt. Geralt has sought this man out because he's heard that he knows where Yennefer is. After he says all he knows about Yennefer, he then says, "We men of the road must stick together. One day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help." It's shocking how true these words come to be, but maybe not exactly as you would expect. Sometime after the main story of Witcher 3, Geralt finds himself in quite the pickle. He is on a ship headed for Ophir, after unknowingly slaying the Ophirian prince, whom had been transformed into a giant toad, the doing of Ogier von Emmerich. A man finds Geralt in his cell, and it's none other than that cryptic lad that Geralt shared a drink with back in White Orchard. He offers Geralt his freedom in exchange for his loyalty. Geralt, having no other choice, accepts his offer. As soon as this pact is sealed, a gnarly magical brand is burned into the side of Geralt's face. That must have not only been incredibly painful, but also, wouldn't that smell super bad? Like how long would that last, you know? Just as quick as O'Dimm had appeared, he is now completely vanished, and a wild storm begins to rage outside, absolutely thrashing the boat, knocking Geralt unconscious in the process. Geralt comes to on a beach, where some Arthurian soldiers had also washed up. And as you probably suspected, they weren't too excited to see Geralt. Of course, Geralt wins the fight handedly. Or not, I suppose you could lose the fight, but you'd have to do it again. Anyways, this brings us back to O'Dimm. From what he's done so far in the story, you wouldn't be wrong to guess that he was a mage. Which begs the question, how would he summon a storm then, right? I, just like some other theorists out there, believe that the initials of his name, G-O-D, isn't just a coincidence. In many stories throughout history, gods are depicted controlling the weather. But hey, maybe he's just a clever trickster, an expert meteorologist that just happened to know that there would be a storm right when he wanted there to be. The next time Geralt comes across O'Dimm is when O'Dimm summons Geralt to meet him at some crossroads. And if you're still clued into the religious suspicions of this story, crossroads are a classical place to meet the devil. Lending even more to this theory, during this meeting, O'Dimm explains that he is not a fan of magic and spells. However, the purpose of this meeting was to give Geralt his first couple tasks, one of which was to go to a party and show everyone a good time. While at the party, Geralt hooks back up with Shani and they row out onto a lake. Shani voices that she is in awe of how beautiful the moon is that night, and asks Geralt to row her to the moon. Geralt's just like, you'd have to fly to get to the moon? Shani says, oh really? What do you mean? It's right in the middle of the lake, pointing to the moon's reflection on the lake right in front of them. Aside from a cute romantic exchange, this is seemingly also some foreshadowing to how O'Dimm likes to use wordplay. Another interesting trait about O'Dimm is that he's a master of hiding in plain sight, and I bet that you did not see him hiding at this auction at the Borsoli's auction house. He can also be seen when you're recruiting a safecracker for the heist, and again wielding a crossbow during a hostage situation at the auction house. O'Dimm displays yet another trick up his sleeve when he freezes time at the Alchemy Tavern. This is also where we figure out why O'Dimm is not really known about. He tells us that anyone that learns his true name is either dead or missing. And specifically speaking for the ones that are missing, maybe this is because they've learned the truth, that O'Dimm is indeed the god of this realm. And judging by O'Dimm's actions, there would likely be no hope of any cushy afterlife like, classical heaven. And harkening back to the whole time freezing thing, there are a couple times when God does freeze time in the Bible. With O'Dimm displaying traits of both the Christian God and devil, this makes me think that these two characters are just simply one and the same within the Witcher universe. At one point we also learn from an occult specialist But there have been accounts of O'Dimm going back thousands of years, with even the occult expert having a run-in with O'Dimm himself. See what happens when you do too much research? I swear to God, O'Dimm, if you show up in my kitchen, I'm calling the weed. And out of fear of that actually happening, this is where I'm going to end the video. Anyhow, I've been your host Vizkla, and I appreciate you tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like. And if you'd like to see more of my content, click on over to my channel page where I'm probably live streaming right now. I added in a hidden image somewhere in this video. If you find the hidden image, please leave a comment detailing what it is and the timestamp. I'll pin the comment of the first person to find it. Good luck.